huge buzzword these days, and it's thrown around a lot, but I really believe in the power of manifestation, and I'm going to share with you why. But first, before I go into my own personal story, I'm going to share with you some conversations I had last week that inspired me to do this video. So last Thursday, I had brunch with a good friend of mine, and she was telling me that she really believes in the power of manifestation. So she was also telling me, though, that her boyfriend doesn't necessarily. So she's a young writer, and one of her high-level goals is to write for the New York Times. Now, it's a lofty goal, and it's not an easy thing to achieve, especially because she's Canadian. But, you know, it's a dream of hers. So a while back, her boyfriend was doing some work here in New York, and she asked him to bring her back a copy of the New York Times. And she wanted to display it in her house and have it there to kind of help her make her dreams come true. And I think, you know, he thought that she was being maybe a little silly. And she was kind of shy in telling me this story because she didn't know how I was going to react. But I told her that I deeply believe in the power of focus and manifestation. And then I told her that my husband and I, when we were applying for our green cards to move to the US, we actually created an altar in our bedroom, like a New York altar. And we had a New Yorker magazine and a little toy yellow cab and a little figurine of the Statue of Liberty, and just a few other things that kind of helped to support and infuse our thoughts with the energy around moving to New York. So, of course, wouldn't you know it, she announces that she is finally been accepted and she'll be writing for the New York Times. The day after that brunch with my friend, I was on another phone call with another friend, and she happened to mention that she manifested the exact client that she needed. So she had been writing in her journal, and she wrote down all of the details about this client. And then afterwards, and I'm not really sure how long afterwards, she was having coffee in a cafe, and this woman walks in, and she sits down with my friend, she learns a little bit more about her business, and she finds out that she's really, really interested, and she becomes a new client. And later on, my friend literally goes back to her journal entry to find out that, oh my gosh, this woman totally fits the bill of the description that I wrote down. So we start talking about the power of manifestation and how thoughts really can become things. So I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Have you ever manifested anything in your life? Because I think if you look around your surroundings, you really can see how, what your wants and desires, how they've come to fruition, how they've manifested for you. So, and I think it's a powerful tool to really recognize that we do create the world that we want. We create our reality. So my personal mantra is dream great dreams and make them come true, which I've talked a bit about before. And, it's not like you say to yourself, okay, I want the car of my dreams, and then poof, tomorrow morning it's going to arrive in your driveway. It doesn't really work that way, but I think in a very pared down, simplistic way, our thoughts and desired outcomes can come true, right? Like our thoughts can really become things. It can become our reality. So for me, I didn't always think this way, but I do now. I fully and completely believe this. And so I'm going to share a couple stories with you. In my early 30s, I took a trip to Costa Rica, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the country. I fell in love with the people. And I just thought to myself, I want to have a home here one day. I want a home that I can come to whenever I want and that I can rent out, when I'm not here. Now, I had no money to buy property. I didn't even know how you would go about buying a new home in another country. I had no idea how I was going to do it, but I just knew I wanted to do it. And I talked about it for years. I talked about it with all my friends, and I'm sure a lot of them thought that it was a pipe dream. But years later now, my husband and I, not only do we have a home in Costa Rica, but we own 6 other lots. And I also have my business, Anamaya Resort, in Montezuma, Costa Rica. And another story I'm going to share with you was in my late 20s. I was here in New York in theater school, and I love New York. I'd spent a lot of time in New York, and I knew I wanted to live here one day. I just knew it. Now, I'm not American. I had no connections or credentials to be able to get a working visa to live here, but I knew that I wanted to live here one day. So my husband and I a few years ago got super serious about moving to New York. And so we created that altar I had mentioned, and we also started working with a life coach and really focused all of our energy on getting here. And now, we've been living here for 9 months in what I consider to be one of the best cities in the world. And, I've manifested amounts of money that I've needed. I've manifested certain people that I've wanted to meet. I've manifested homes that I've wanted to live in and experiences that I've wanted to have. So please share with me in the comments below what you've manifested for yourself. And if you're familiar with the power of manifestation, then you also know that it comes with an equal amount of energy needing to be focused on gratitude. Okay, so being grateful is a crucial part of the law of attraction. Being grateful for all that you have now raises your frequency, and it allows you to harmonize with the energy of what it is that you desire. So gratitude and positivity create abundance, and complaining and negativity create lack. So if you use the power of manifestation and the power of gratitude in your life, then I invite you to sign up for my newsletter for more content like this, because it's my mission to empower, to inspire, and to grow a supportive community of like-minded people who are doing everything they can to live their best life. And if you sign up, then you'll hear more about my free Optimal Health Challenge, which I will be launching next week. So have an amazing weekend, everyone, and manifest everything. Make your dreams come true and make them a reality.